Joining me now is Todd, moderator of Meet the Press. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning, Christy.
This weekend, several conservatives gathered at the Conservative Political Action Conference known as CPAC. Donald Trump addressed the crowd Saturday, but noticeably missing Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, former VP Mike Pence. They did not attend. You think CPAC is still the go-to place for conservatives? And what should we read into potential candidates like Pence and DeSantis choosing to do events elsewhere?
Well, I think it was an acknowledgement that CPAC was not an open event this year. It's still Trump's show. And I think that, so I don't think CPAC is relevant this year because it really was controlled by Trump. Trump's pollster did the straw poll. Trump's former communications director and her husband run the event itself. So in some ways, it was a Trump event. It was almost like he was still president. And it was sort of his event, and it was people that sort of fell under him for the most part that spoke. And I think that's why some folks stayed away, and I think other folks stayed away because of the controversy surrounding the organizer of CPAC, Matt Schlapp, who's undergoing an investigation on whether he sexually assaulted a campaign worker for the Herschel Walker campaign. So I think that also was an added reason, made it an easy decision. Oh, Club for Growth is offering an alternative event. Oh, great, I'll go there, says Mike Pence, says Ron DeSantis, says Chris Sununu. So I get that. But I do think CPAC is a reminder that former President Trump's support is pretty strong with about 30% of the party. The question is whether he can grow it, and the question is whether anybody else can take it from him.
This morning, you have two reps from the House Intelligence Committee. At this stage, what's the reimagining of our relationship with China, given how much uncertainty there is about it?
Well, I think it starts with a confrontational approach, right? That seems to be the bipartisan consensus. Now, the question is, what does that look like tactically? Because it's easy to say, much harder to do on the economic front. Well, we can prepare militarily to confront China. We can be arming Taiwan with more weapons, something that there's bipartisan support for. We could be recruiting India and Australia and the Philippines and Japan, try to create a security, and South Korea, try to create a security, sort of a Pacific NATO, if you will. But on the economic front, this is where this becomes challenging. I mean, our economies are very tied together. And decoupling, which is going to be a word you're going to continue to see, we're trying to bring the production of computer chips all inside the United States. Well, easier said than done. And some of the supply chain issues that we've had during COVID, trying to decouple from China is only going to make those things harder. So I do think there is a desire to be more confrontational and to be less integrated with China among many political officials left and right. Implementing that is going to be quite difficult.
All right, Chuck, thanks. Meet the Press airs at 10 right after 11 Alive Weekend Morning News.